in, particularly when we get to the main event and everyone's playing there.
I'll be very interested to see how Yabi does do this game on the mid lane. He, for me at least yesterday, was one of the players that did struggle the most on his Queen of Pain, where he, again, had a great laning stage, but really fell off as soon as those movements came in. Obviously with the DK, it's going to be played quite a little bit different. He can sort of stick to that lane, just get the pressure on his own, and the rotations aren't as crucial on this hero, so we'll see how he plays his matchup.
Good news for Infamous, they've got the Life Stealer versus the Bat. Here comes the first TP, Tiny TPing in top. So we'll see if Bat dodges this lane or where he looks to go for the RRQ side, but I don't know if there's going to make any big adjustments here. I think Tiny's just up here to support and harass Life Stealer.
Mid lane, a bit of the harass going on. Top lane, Schofield is going to make the jump in. They do have the 3-man against the 2-man. R7 getting focused, pops the Fairy Fire. Is it enough to keep him alive? No, it isn't. One more touch. Minos will find first blood for Infamous. As this top lane, as we did worry with that matchup being favorable to Infamous having the Lifestealer Bat, it's going to be a tricky one, even with the Tiny going up there.
Yeah, level 1 open wounds, perhaps caught him a bit by surprise. Does use up half his mana pool, but hey, you're against the Bat, you're getting stick charges, your mana pool, you're going to get
go
back.
again.
Yeah.
Look at this straight away.
Giving it to the Lifestealer. Oh, Creep's got it.
Having that point really paying off.
Yeah.
2 kills off the back of getting that open wounds as his first skill. So smart plays there from Infamous as they start to make quite a bit of an impact in that top lane. Other lanes though, for RRQ, both cores, they get in the first few waves under the belt nice and easily, as we can see both Razor and DK, the top CSs at the moment.
Yeah, Razor, if he's not leading the CS and winning his lane CS, you've done something wrong. That's the goal of this hero every single time. Whether you get the matchup you want or not, you've got to win your lane.
Yeah, especially, I mean, it's sure, for him, Razor's not too fussed that he didn't get the Lifestealer, because he's got a tie. This is still a hero that he's going to get multiple opportunities to just build up the static link and have that easy right click.
Yeah, and that's why he's not TPing top as well. You're going to lose the game of musical chairs if you try and do that. You TP top while Lifestealer TP's bottom, and both your TPs go on cooldown, so there's no real point trying to swap your lanes up. Your supports can move, which is what RRQ tried to do with the Tiny going top. Unfortunately, 3v2, they're still going to lose that lane. And it's a really tough lane, it feels, because the Magic Stick against the Batrider gives these heroes infinite mana. Like, the Sand King uses 2 Burrow Strikes, and he's got 8 charges. He has a couple more Burrow Strikes. It's just unlimited Burrow Strikes as needed. Bit of a mishap there. They slept, and the Sand King was completely out of position to get that.
But I mean, as you say, because of this top situation, this is sort of the problem for RRQ. They can't really keep the pressure up to a stage that the supports of Infamous are forced to stay here. There is that freedom for them to roam because of how strong the Lifestealer Bat matchup is.
Yeah, interesting they've just left Lifestealer alone, but doesn't seem to bother him. He's getting aggressive, healing up. Not going to get a kill here, but that does help get him back to near full HP.
I'm interested to see the impact that Zephyr can have on this Tiny. I mean, it's going to be very hard. I mean, as we say, it's still looking towards top.
He's going
to make an attempt. Rage is back up.
And nicely done.
He's fine.
And again, this is sick charges is in the early game is about being able to spam your spells. The heal is nice, it's not the big deal, but he's just used open wounds like 4 times in this lane. He's used 2 or 3 rages, and it's only possible because of sick charges. And he's able to just use an open wounds range to heal up off of a hero or creeps, even without going for a kill because of the stick charges.
Yeah, we'll be forced back to base there this time around by Zephyr's harassment on Tiny. So he'll have to back off. And of course, as we said, even though we did get involved in those first 2 kills, the farm is certainly not there for Minos on that top lane. As he's only on 8 for 1. Bottom lane, bit of a go being made by Infamous. They have the sleep set up. They surround Rusman. They do have Schofield with that Burrow Strike, locking him down. He's pretty tanky on Rusman, but he should still fall as they'll chase him, cut him down. And now Achel a little deep and all alone. They'll be ready to chase down a second Infamous. Stinger looking for the blocks. Kinetic Field's down, but it doesn't matter. Schofield, he's already in there with the Burrow Strike. Achel may be able to bring down Schofield with him. Thunderstrike is upon him. It's not going to be quite enough, though. Stick charges are there. Schofield will survive. Infamous get the double kill down bottom. Rusman be able to cancel the Sow. Schofield gets the bounty rune, and he'll also get himself out of there with the Burrow Strike back to safety. Infamous still yet to give up a kill.
Yeah, Schofield just getting everything done. Bounty runes, kills for his team. This support duo is is everywhere they need to be. They secure top lane, get Lifesteal a good start. Now he's been left alone, so he's not actually farming too well, but they're getting kills. And I imagine we'll see Infamous look to prioritize continuing to play aggressive. 2 kills top, now 2 kills bottom. Let's get kills mid, they say. The one here that is not really being pressured yet, the Dragon Knight.
Same time, Zephyr also there on his Tiny, ready to respond to any sort of play. Axel trying to make something happen with the sleep. Zephyr's going to be there to provide some sort of backup if required, but Schofield, he'll turn his attention away from Yabi, look towards this man instead. But Zephyr himself falling low. They do manage to get the kill though. He gets the job done.
Yeah, just underestimate Tiny's damage up, but he probably should not have died there on the gyrocopter.
And now Schofield, they do have a glimpse if they can get in range, but can't quite do so. Schofield will be fine, gets himself at a distance. Infamous, they have Axel being surrounded. There's the Avalanche, back into the fight though. Pepita's there with the rocket barrage and the homing missile going straight for Zephyr. The flak attack will finish off the Disruptor. They'll get themselves 1 kill, they'll turn. For a second, Yabi falling low, turns with the Breathe Fire. That damage reduction certainly helping. Will it be enough? It will. Yabi gets out, a long-range tree toss, finishes off Schofield. As RRQ will end up getting a couple of kills overall in that mid lane as they really start to open things up. And this is the thing, both the Razor and the DK, they're farming an absolute treat at this stage of the game.
Yeah, this is good. This is kind of the fast-paced Dota we're hoping for from this series.
Yeah.
Infamous really just running at RRQ, going for gank after gank. Meanwhile, RRQ playing the solo-paced game, like kind of what we see out of a team like EG, where it's like, we don't care if you're getting kills because we're farming and winning the lanes.
Yes.
Look at the CS, top 2, both on the RRQ side, and the Batrider is pretty much equal with the Lifesteal.
And down bottom, they're just looking for another pickoff and they'll get it. They're really starting to get the ball rolling. You know, Tiny, he sort of struggled to have much of an impact in terms of getting kills up top. As we said, though, we did manage to limit the farm a bit with the Lifesteal, but these movements to mid and bottom, they're paying off. Same time, Infamous, they'll try for a play onto Yabi. Straight around, surrounding him with 3. He's pretty beefy. Turns with the Breathe Fire, won't be enough. The Rocket Barrage magic damage is there from Pepita, as Infamous will finally be able to get rid of that pesky Dragon Knight Yabi, who was having, as we say, a nice bit of free farm in that middle lane, but he's knocked out for a bit, and all during this time, Minoz on that Lifestealer up top, he's catching back up with the CS. It's getting to the point now where level 6, even less that this bat can do to in terms of harassing him.
There's a Ravage at bottom if they want to go for it.
See, they've got Rusman surrounded, Schofield, Stinger, and now Axel as well. They don't need to commit it. They managed to save it, make sure that Stinger doesn't have to put the point in unnecessarily.
Another retaliation. Here comes RRQ. They're like, all right, let's fight. You guys want to keep running at us? We'll play that game. This is just unrelenting from both teams.
It's getting pretty chaotic. Yabi with the Elder Dragon form would like to put some pressure on the tower. I mean, of course, with Zephyr still here, he'd ideally want to find a second kill. Axel's got to be careful. Pretty low on the Bane. Schofield, he's back into the game. TP's down towards the bottom. Yeah, Zephyr and Yavi, they have to be careful here, as Infamous do have 4 heroes. Schofield looking to close the gap.
They're very strong with the gyro down here. Yeah, just defensive avalanche. He's just trying to get out. And
time wasted for Infamous, as RRQ are able to hold back and make sure that 4-man play does not achieve
back
anything.
on mid, gyro. Oh, he TP'd mid and got immediately glimpsed back to, well, the middle of nowhere, so he's got to walk. Disruptor just having alone time, looking to get that level 6 in mid, so while all that's going on, RRQ are getting closer to it.
Down bottom, Rusman getting a bit of a chase onto Stinger. He's getting a hefty bit of right click stolen, but Stinger just a little too speedy, will be able to get himself underneath the tower and back to safety. He's going to force the Tide to head back to base though. He's out of mana, down to half health, so more space for Rusman to go to work on this bottom lane. The tier 1 tower, Infamous' side is falling low. 9 minutes in, RRQ able to overrun Infamous in this bottom lane. As we said as well, the mid lane looking good for them. The big sort of shining hope and glory for Infamous is this top lane Lifestealer. So it's all going to be about these infest movements that the panel sort of talked about. They do have the Sand King, of course, to get him around. But he isn't going to be anywhere too close to that Blink Dagger for quite some time. Mid lane, that Disruptor, as you mentioned earlier, picking up the levels, does finally get punished. Pepita's able to move in with the cooldown, just run down the Disruptor, get him out of the lane.
Often what you'll see is some support's like, all right, empty lane, I'm going to go get experience. But the longer you stay, the more danger in, and eventually teams will be like, all right, we just got to kill this guy. It's not a big kill, but it's a kill you just take. As much as Lifesteal's doing well, the Batrider is doing equally well. I think that's the big takeaway for me with this top lane. It's not a matchup Lifestealer has won particularly, even with the early help and the couple of kills he got. Batrider getting almost just as much farm. He's got this bottle build, getting every bounty rune, farming up jungle camps as well, so...
Bottom. Rusman, a little deep hit. Wraparound will come through. He does have backup. Ravage comes out onto 3. They're looking towards that Razor. Can they get him? They can't. The toss back from Zephyr manages to peel away the tide from the Razor. He's still trying with the chase down. Will find the finishing touch with the Gush. Infamous do get the kill. Schofield comes through with the Burrow Strike onto 2. They'll pop the Disruptor. Rotation from Pepita. The cooldown comes in. Not going to quite connect onto Zephyr. But the Caustic Finale slow as well as the homing missile inbound will hold down the Tiny. They'll take a third. Infamous reacting very nicely to RRQ's deep aggression. And they take all 3 kills.
Yeah, doing that with just 3 heroes is a bit risky. Yeah, there's a tier 2 tower you're right next to and a shrine. So there's 2 places that Infamous can TP into to get behind you and in front of you and take that fight. And well, with Ravage, with cooldown, they're way stronger in a team fight scenario. RRQ have Static Storm, that's a different case scenario. Or if they have the Dragon Knight there, but taking what was effectively a 3v4, even a 3v5 if Lifestealer wanted to TP in, not that he was needed, was a bit too ballsy from the Indonesian squad.
Now item-wise from Minos with his farm that he's been finding up top. He'll have the armlet done any second now.
There's a Tiny in the neighborhood, but I feel like Zephyr's done pretty well in this 4th position. Tiny moved a lot, tried to... he's been in all 4 of RRQ's kills, so he's definitely been the common denominator as far as them getting aggressive. It's really going to come down to Batrider. He's had this free lane, he has not been rotating, he's not going for a jump build. He needs to get this blink up ASAP and start smoking up with his team and finding kills.
But he's got to be careful here.
Yep.
Managed to find the chase down with the open wounds. Will go straight for the TP, but Axel's there. Pops the Fiend's Grip, they hold the bat down, and they knock back that timing that R7 was going for. The blink's going to have to wait a little longer.
This armlet's pretty scary. Lifesteal's getting very strong, and Disruptor, despite getting some alone time mid, still not level 6, and we're 12 minutes in, so a lot harder for RRQ to look towards that team fight at this point. Even Dragon Knight, going for an armlet build, this is one of those builds which you feel very strong like when you get this. It feels good as a Dragon Knight, but your team does lack initiation.
And up top, Axel getting run down by Minos. This Lifestealer starting to get a little out of control, and RRQ, they've still got a couple of heroes up here. They have to be careful because Infamous, they've got the favorable numbers. Zephyr getting chased down. He's trying to play around with him, but the missile's inbound. He is fairly speedy.
Good guy, Bane, not KSing.
Here we go. Not quite enough damage on the gyro. Job will be sealed and dealed by Stinger. Comes in with the anchor smash. Bottom lane as well. Russman getting found out by a quick rotation from Pepita. Schofield's there to set it up by the time for him to get in. Now it's 16-4. Things starting to quite quickly fall apart after what looked to be a relatively good laning stage for RRQ.
Yeah, they're farming all right. Even though they were down on kills, they were the ones who were slightly ahead. But these are the kills that do matter. They're kills that turn into towers as Lifestealer gets top tower, and Infamous just punishing RRQ, farming way too deep. Bottom lane, twice now the Razor's been at the tier 2 tower with not enough help. Even when the time he had 2 heroes smoking down, that's still not enough. You can't be at a tier 2 enemy tower at 9-10 minutes of the game when your opponents can TP in 4 or 5 heroes and kill who is effectively the most farmed hero on the map, the Razor, on the RRQ side.
Mid lane, Infamous. Not the most expected Lifestealer gang. He's easy inside the Bane. Could certainly catch them off. Maybe RRQ see him and think it's going to be a quick and easy pick-off. But as it is, RRQ are elsewhere on the map. They are all 5 in their jungle, playing a little more grouped together in sort of preparation for these sort of plays from Infamous.
The Radiant Vision right now sees so much.
But Achel, he's not with the team. Did sort of split apart. The other 4 up towards top. Disruptor caught out again. And as you've been saying, this is more time where he's not getting that experience. This Static Storm that is pretty crucial against especially sort of the Lifestealer and the Bane and sort of reactions, and being able to sort of hold back Minos from getting that rage off. It's not going to be there for a few more minutes at this rate.
Bat will have the blink, but ideally it is a lasso into a Static Storm if you need. Just one or 2 creeps away, so should be able to get it before anything too crazy happens. But here we go. Infamous want more, and they should be able to find more.
There we go, Russman goes for the link, but it's quickly broken. Set up from Axel on the side as he has to sleep onto the Tiny, but they want to look for bigger targets. They want that carry, they want that Razor. Homing missile will connect. They do have a Ravage. Flame Break comes through from R7, knocking them back temporarily. And it will be enough to hold back the side of Infamous, or maybe not. Schofield, he jumps in. They've got the cooldown. Ravage comes out onto 2. They've found the bat. They'll look towards the Tiny, and that was not the bat for Link Dagger reveal that RRQ hoped to pull off. As they lose 2, Pepita continues to rack up in kills. As now Infamous sitting at a 5k lead. Mid lane, Schofield jumps forward, has the setup into the Fiend's grip. They're going to lose the DK as well. It's getting pretty out of hand. 20-4, 15 minutes in. Infamous, they're just finding every single kill that they look for at this stage.
Yeah, it's playing Run at You Dota. It was kind of comical because they all went top and the Tiny got slept and they could have gone for him, but all 4 heroes except for Bane ran past the Tiny chasing the Razor, who they couldn't really catch up to, but Tiny got left alone.
I mean, he had Lasso. Was it not worth lassoing for that kill?
It's probably worth lassoing. You take what you can get at this point.
I mean, I guess he didn't want it. He didn't want it.
Not perhaps he thought a teammate could get a...
He read the patch notes, right? He knows. He's like, well, so their team net worth is high, but it's just the Bane, all right?
Yeah.
So, you know, he did his homework. R7, he's like, patch notes, team net worth, sure they got advantage, but it doesn't matter now.
Yeah, that Bane, you know, he's got no farm.
Smart play. He's going to have to look elsewhere with this lasso. Still wants to try and find something with it, R7. Yep.
Invised up mid. Gyro kill would be nice, but Infamous is just 5-manning. They want to keep fighting. They've got Blink on Sanking, so if he's anywhere nearby, he can Blink Burrow instantly. Gyro's getting pretty tanky and scary. He's almost got BKB. Not easy for RRQ to find much right now, and they desperately need BKBs of their own because they're up against Sanking, Gyro, and Tide. Big ultimates, a lot of magic damage. Something that Razor just feels very far away from him. Has an SMY queued up, which it's one of those things, if you go BKB, it feels like you're just going to lose.
Yeah.
When you come Infamous, they're all TPing in. And
there's Van Risman again, down in this same sort of area each and every time where RRQ try and push out. Infamous are always ready to respond. Pepita now on a monster kill streak. This Gyro and Lifestealer duo core just getting bigger and bigger for Infamous.
Yeah, hats off to Infamous. Great job of punishing Russman over and over again for farming too deep, but really Russman. 1 and 5. His Razor had the easy free lane. He farmed like crazy and he's just died way too many times.
Top lane, Minos, he's just manning up underneath the nose of both Yabi and Zephyr. Goes in onto the Tiny, takes the kill, and he's into the creep for the free ride.
He wants the Disruptor. He's running in.
He's going to get it as well.
Doesn't have rage for a second.
Okay. Now he's got it. And Schofield comes in. He's not only going to get the Disruptor, he's going to get the DK as well. Fiend's Grip comes through. Yabi doing his best with the armlet toggling.
Yeah, Sanking didn't want Epicenter.
I mean, look at these toggles.
They're going to have to work for it a bit more.
Oh.
It's flashy, but...
Oh.
Okay.
There we go. It was a good attempt. Yeah. Good attempt from Yabi. But he will still fall. 24-4.
Russman.
Oh, not again.
It's a Ravage if they want to. I would use Ravage for this. This guy's like 1-5. He's their carry. You're like, if you kill him again, you're feeling good, but couldn't quite get close enough for it.
A little too speedy, Russman. Those drums. The BKB is now done for Pepita's Gyro.
Yeah, Infamous going to be feeling good. These are the games where, as a team, it's a big confidence builder because you're not just winning off like strategy. You're playing this aggressive, constantly killing them. You're working well as a team. Everything is just meshing well. This is a good confidence-boosting game for Infamous. And every player is getting involved. It's not like one player is like 1v5ing there. It's like they've got someone just carrying them. Every core is doing a lot. Every support is making moves and rotations. Everyone's getting involved in the action.
This is Rosham going down in favor of Infamous, and RRQ not really in the neighborhood to contest. Even if they were with Ravage up for Stinger, a very tricky situation for themselves to sort of enter into, so they have to let it go. And as we'll grab the Aegis, the gold lead increases for Infamous, continuously so. 11k advantage at the moment.
Tiny Blink. These Blinks always feel like, a first time Blink on bat just feels bad when you're not getting kills. Like, he could have just had a drums and been tankier and fought more and been a much more early game presence. It feels like the laning setup needed to be adjusted by RRQ. Leaving the bat 1v1 against Lifestealer, like, yeah, great, Bat Rider had a kind of even lane, but end of the day, he didn't use that farm to achieve anything. He was just tied to the top lane, didn't actually make any plays, didn't create any space, which is often what like a typical Bat Rider offlaner does, is he really pressures the supports, keeps them busy. the fact Infamous could just send a hero to 1v1 him meant they have a big advantage right now.
Smoke up from RRQ, looking to try and take an engagement. It is into that Aegis, so a bit of a risky play, but obviously at this state of the game, you sort of have to
They see the
try for these
Aegis
risks.
bottom, yeah, they're hoping someone comes out, but Infamous are 2 steps ahead.
And they're going to go. Infamous will jump in with the Epi. Schofield gets the lockdown onto DK. Can they get the turnaround? They jump forward with the lasso, but straight away the Fiend Script's there onto the bat. Cancelled by the Glimpse back, but already they're losing heroes on RRQ. They've lost the bat, they've lost the DK. Schofield might even be able to set up for more as he has the blink forward. He's got eyes onto Achel on the Burrow strike. Is anyone else going to come in and help him finish this? Achel still can get this one a bit of a run away. The right clicks and the caustic adding up. Burrow strike's going to be back up in a second if needed, but he's going to go and try for the Sandstorm finisher. Jumps forward, a couple more touches, and Achel will fall. RRQ just not being able to get the break that they looked for with those sort of smokes. Did seem sort of a last hurrah of an attempt there, and it did not work out.
Yeah, just that kind of last hurrah. You've got this double blinks up. That's meant to be your timing. These are not farming items. These are fighting pick-off items, and the fact you lose that fight after the last one with the blink dagger on the bat. Now with double blinks, things don't go well. Nothing is going the way of RRQ. It feels like this point's going to take some big Infamous over-aggression throws effectively to turn this one and raise at Russman.
I'll jump in. I look to go on to Minos, but immediately with the rage, he turns and he bites down. With the open wounds, just ripped through the Tiny. Russman's TP'd into the Shrine, but there's 4 heroes here.
Yep.
And at the same time, mid, Static Storm's down, but I don't think this Lifestealer seems to care. He's just manning up. GG is called. RRQ will tap out at game 1, as this one a little bit of a stomp in favor from Infamous, as they played it perfectly, and it was a very sort of similar situation as we saw to the game the other day, and it was what we worried about at the start. You know, RRQ, they do have sort of